98% of overthinking scenarios might not happen. So why worry now? My name is Pascal and I am the owner of Beungharcom. I help countless of people reach their six figures within a year and so help myself. But when I first started making Beungharcom, I was shit at it, okay? I love this quote from MJ, Spider-Man Far From Home. This is what MJ said: expect disappointment, then you would never really be disappointed. It is somewhat a pessimist outlook on life, but for entrepreneurs, this might be our cue. Because entrepreneurs are afraid of starting something new. They're afraid to fail. Now, when you start something, if you expect disappointment, then you could, I think, really never be disappointed because you don't have any expectation on success. When you first start, expect your shit to be shitter because you don't really know shit. When you first start something new, you don't really know what to do, what's the right way to do, what's the SOP, what's the right angle. If you're starting YouTube, what's the right formula? You don't know shit. So try as many things as you can and expect disappointment because you will fail. Okay? Let me tell you something. You will fail when you first start something new. But through that failure, you can gain more experience. Okay? So it doesn't mean not to start something new, but through taking that action, through gaining experience, you are paying the debt of ignorance, which I always repeatedly tell you guys that you have a debt of ignorance. And through experience, you will be less shit. And on top of that, you are greater than 70% of entrepreneurs who stop after their first failure. So that's a win-win for me. I remember when I first started trading live in currency trading forex. For 4 months straight, I lost 10 to 15% every month. But wait, before that, I did my back testing. So I did my work, I did my study, I studied the market, I studied the nature of the beast for 1 year straight without trading live. I back test, and I know, although the strike rate is low, but my risk to ratio is far bigger, thus making me profitable. And that is in theory, right? In theory, it might succeed. But in reality, for 4 months straight, I was dejected. I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust the work that I put in. Until my mentor told me this. You see, when you go on Google Maps, to an unknown location, would you trust that Google Maps 100%? Although it might seem conflicting, the path might seem confusing, it doesn't seem right, but you will still follow Google Maps, right? Yes, there might be a margin of error 95% of the time. Margin of error, it might not lead you to the right path, but that is like a system error. But most of the time, if we put a destination to Google Maps to an unknown location, most of the time, Google Maps would help you reach to that destination, right? And my mentor said this: your Google Maps is the hard work that you put in, it's the data that you collected over the years, right? Don't start doubting yourself. Don't start doubting the work that you put in, because you know yourself that you put in that hard work, you put in that effort day and night. If you don't trust the data, if you don't trust your hard work, and instead following emotions, following in your greed, your desires to win, revenge trading, that is, revenge trading, then you don't respect yourself. You don't respect yourself. That is what my mentor said to me. Because you put in the hard work, and yet instead of following that data, instead of following the hours that you put in, you instead follow your fleeting emotions, fleeting desires. So that is what my mentor told me. So he said, don't betray yourself, don't betray your efforts. Just because of your thoughts are fleeting, it will make you miserable. Trust the data, trust the hard work, and you will be successful in the long run. And turns out it did. For the next 2 years, I became profitable and I have a funding account and whatnot. When you first started, trust me, you will suck. Okay? If you see this graph over here, this is a graph of experience, right? Y-axis experience, x-axis time. When you first started, oh, it looks fun. Yeah. But when you first started, had a hurdle, your first hurdle, oh, this might be hard. But I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Okay? I finally get it. From that failure, you gain more experience. Now I get it. And this is when it starts to get egotistical. You get arrogant. I cracked the code. I will be successful. And that is when you first started to have your first fall down. Or not, I don't know shit. Turns out I don't know shit about the thing that I'm doing. The thing that I'm starting new. Okay, turns out I didn't know shit. But then most of the time, 70% of entrepreneurs stop right there. Okay? But then if you're the 30%, if you expect disappointment and don't expect nothing much rather than learning, rather than collecting data, then if you keep going forward, then you will succeed with 1% tweaks here and there. Did I do it? I did it finally. So remember that graph. Shift your mindset from expecting achievements and glory to expect collecting data, to expect the boring work, to expect failure, to expect disappointment. Through that experience, you will eventually succeed. And I've experienced it, my team experienced it. Now, people might also ask me, would taking action without proper planning is the same as not taking action? Is as dumb as not starting? You're exactly right. A quote from Sun Tzu in the book of Art of War. He will win who prepared himself. Wait to take enemy unprepared. The preparation is necessary. Consider all the factors. But remember, don't turn that preparation into analysis paralysis, where instead of taking action, you are obsessed with just researching, reading, and knowing the how to do it. Because I used to be like that. I used to be analysis paralysis. I used to always research, reading how to be successful, how to do things the perfect way. Because eventually, when you do it, you will not be perfect. Okay? Have the preparation, the necessary preparation needed, and take action. Because every theory is not absolute. That is why theory, a hypothesis, can be disproven. That is theory. In reality, it is different. Just like with my experience with forex. In theory, it might work, but in reality, it doesn't. Because it is a theory. It can be disproven until you actually do it. So act with preparation, but expect disappointment and accept those learning curves. So if you want to know how to prepare, watch the next video.